Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 5.
We've been watching the skies for most of the day as rain and strong thunderstorms have been moving through parts of the area. Let's head straight to Chief Meteorologist Hutch Johnson for the latest on the stormy conditions. Hutch?
Andrea, thanks so much. First and foremost, we want to start out by saying most of the area will see garden variety thunderstorms tonight. But along the South Dakota border, a few of them have increased in intensity, producing some large hail, upwards of golf ball size, 1 3/4 inch in diameter in and around Ashley, North Dakota. Now those storms are pushing in toward the Ellendale area. A lot of lightning with these. These extend northward right into Valley City as we speak. Now they're moving east at a pretty good clip of about 40 miles per hour, but the hail potential over the last hour has really diminished in North Dakota. But south of the border, we still have some fairly potent storms. So here's what you can expect. If you're in Barnes County and western parts of Cass County, this line of storms over the Valley City area is moving off to the east at about 40 miles per hour. So that will put it right near Castleton by the time we get to the 5:49 time frame. Tower City by 5:15 you could expect thunderstorm activity. That line will push into the FM area a little earlier than I was thinking, but we're looking at about the 6:30 to 7 time frame the way things are looking, maybe even a little earlier. Edgeley, Lemoore, Ellendale, and Oaks all seeing scattered thunder shower activity. These are moving east-northeast at about 25 miles per hour. Parts of northwest Minnesota and Lakes Country seeing garden variety thunder showers this evening. The hour-by-hour forecast shows the best chance of storms will be between the 6 o'clock hour and the 11 o'clock hour here in the FM area in southeast North Dakota, while we'll get hit-and-miss showers through the rest of the region as temperatures fall pretty quickly this evening. So we will have some active weather. We'll be here to keep you updated, and want to remind everybody to have that Valley News Live weather app downloaded. It's free and it will keep you ahead of the storms.
All right, thanks, Hutch.
You bet.
One man is dead and a woman is in the hospital after shots were fired in Grand Forks. Police say it started with a welfare check, but that shots were fired earlier in the day at the same location. Valley News Team's Ryan Laughlin joins us live with the latest. Ryan?
Yeah, hi, Andrea. There's no more police tape here behind me in this apartment complex, but it was a busy afternoon for cops. They say it started with a welfare check just before noon. We're in the neighborhood located just behind Burger Time on Demers Avenue in Grand Forks. And so police never found the person that called the police, but what they did find was the body of a man and an injured woman inside one of these apartment complexes. They had said that there was gunshot wounds for both people. The woman is expected to be okay. She's recovering across the street at Altru Hospital. Now, even though it was a welfare check that led police to the body, it was actually a shots fired call earlier in the day in this same neighborhood.
Yeah, there was a call earlier today of, I'm not sure exactly how the call came out, but it was reported to be maybe gunshots in the area. So officers responded and were not able to locate anything.
Police have not said what led to the incident, what led to this shooting. They did say it is early in the investigation. One possibility they're considering, the man might have shot the woman before turning the gun on himself. From Grand Forks, I'm Ryan Laughlin, Valley News Live.
All right, thank you, Ryan. And coming up tonight at 6 o'clock, why cops are not calling this a domestic violence case just yet. We're also following a developing story this afternoon. A 35-year-old man is dead after being hit by a semi on I-94 early this morning near Castleton. The North Dakota Highway Patrol says it appears the man got out of his car after he struck the barrels protecting a bridge abutment for an overpass. Troopers say the semi was heading west on I-94 when it came upon the man on the road and was unable to avoid hitting him. The pedestrian was pronounced dead at the scene. The driver of the semi, a 36-year-old man from St. Cloud, was not hurt.
If we don't have safety, we can't be thinking, we can't be learning.
Teacher safety is at the forefront of contract negotiations here in Fargo. Last night's talks between the board and the teachers union fell through after the two couldn't agree on how to address teachers' safety concerns. Those concerns have amped up after plans to create a Setting D facility for aggressive students fell through. Valley News Team's Veronica Marshall has been covering this story and has the latest for us. Veronica?
Last night, the school board's negotiation team pulled an offer off the table after the union made demands about teacher safety. The FEA, which represents Fargo teachers, says the district gave them an offer increasing teacher pay, but also ending discussions on other topics, including teacher safety. When the teachers union said no, the board's negotiation team withdrew the offer. The FEA says when it comes to safety, they don't want promises, they want to be part of the process. They're asking for more training, that teachers be involved in the development of safety policies and procedures, and benefits for teachers who are hurt or threatened on the job. The FEA wants these items written into their contracts, but it's a new idea that the board has been advised against.
The concerns about safety are rather new. There is, just as you heard at the school board meeting recently, and again, I'm not trying to tie these things together, but there isn't a lot of historical precedence because these complex behaviors, we've always had difficult behaviors, but the extent of them and regionally, nationally, is a fairly new thing. So we don't find yet contracts all over the place that contain safety language concerning safety.
The call for safety comes after attacks on teachers have steadily risen over the last few years. The district wanted to implement a Setting D facility at Agassiz to help with teacher safety, but plans for that have stalled.
All right. Thank you, Veronica. The next round of negotiations is set for next Wednesday, May 23rd. The FEA says they have nothing new to consider until then, but they hope the school board works out a new offer to present. Meanwhile, the board says they want to see how the FEA will advance the discussion. We have new information now about a story we first brought to you last night. Police say a 7-year-old Minnesota boy fatally shot himself in the head at his home in a Twin Cities suburb after a loaded handgun was found in a box containing a toy. Authorities say about 3 p.m. yesterday afternoon, Plymouth, Minnesota police responded to a report of a victim bleeding from the head due to a gunshot wound. 7-year-old Kieris Samuels and 3 other children had just returned home from school and were playing outside when Kieris went inside, found the weapon, and fatally shot himself. 2 of the children ran inside, saw what happened, and ran to a neighbor's home for help.
Amongst being sad, I'm also incredibly angry about the irresponsible behavior of this gun owner, and we will again do everything that we can to hold this person or persons accountable for their actions.
Minnesota law demands that firearms be stored in a safe and secure way and said that stashing a handgun in a box containing a child's toy is not only inadvisable but illegal. He says Kieris' mother is adamant she did not know there was a gun in her home. The woman accused of stealing thousands of dollars from a Becker County township has now been charged. A whistleblower contacted us saying Alicia Kemper took around $82,000 from Holmesville Township while she was the treasurer. Kemper has now been charged with 1 count of felony theft. We reached out to Kemper back in April for comment on this story. She refused to explain her actions. You can stay with Valley News Live as we continue to follow this story. With $370 million worth of construction projects slated for this season in North Dakota, the Department of Transportation is reminding drivers of proper road etiquette when you see the bright orange. Their Vision Zero initiative aims to prevent motor vehicle fatalities and serious injuries. The DOT says there were no work-related fatalities in the 2017 construction season and hopes for the same this year. The power is now back on for 675 Xcel Energy customers who lost it earlier today. Those affected were in the Fargo-Moorhead area. The outage initially impacted over 2,000 customers. Xcel says the power went out because of an electrical pole fire. Minnesota Governor Mark Dayton has vetoed the Republican tax bill. It happened this morning at an elementary school in St. Paul. The governor lobbied for more emergency school funding in the newest tax bill, but it wasn't put into the final version. The tax bill passed both the House and Senate with Republican support. The legislative session ends on Monday. Drivers can now skip the long lines at the DMV and instead make a quick stop at a new kiosk in North Fargo to renew their vehicle registration. The self-service terminal kiosk is located at the Fargo Stay Mart at 3500 12th Avenue North. It's available 24/7 for those needing to renew their car registration. The kiosk arrived in Fargo after a year-long pilot program in Bismarck that began in December 2016.